Well, you may remember if you watch this show every week, Esme Murphy interviewed Governor Walz on the show last week live from the fair. And today, Esme is with his Republican challenger. Esme?
That's right, Suze. I'm here with Dr. Scott Jensen, the Republican candidate for governor.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Esme.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on. I do want to ask you about the news here at the fair. Very dangerous situation. Someone was shot. The suspect is still at large. What is your reaction? And I know you have a specific public safety plan.
This morning, my day started out with a neighbor and friend telling me that his daughter was here last night, 20 feet away from the shooting. I think it's absolutely undebatable that Minnesota is not as safe as we'd like it to be. I think earlier in the last couple of weeks, we had Governor Walz saying that people can come to the fair and enjoy the tradition and be safe. And I think Commissioner Harrington said there's a minimal threat level. But the bottom line is we've had shootings at the Mall of America. We've had shootings at the State Fair. I think it's safe to say that there is a culture of lawlessness that has developed across Minnesota since the riots in May and June of 2020. And I think a lot of folks at the fair are asking me, what in the world's going on? What is Governor Walz going to actually do to try to make Minnesota safe again? Because if you don't feel safe, you're not safe. You have to feel safe, and people don't feel safe.
Well, the governor did propose a $300 million program that was kind of killed at the legislature. The governor also is proposing, though, gun control measures. And I know 4 years ago or 5 years ago, you actually proposed, when you were in the legislature, a measure to restrict some gun sales.
Straw man purchases.
Yes, straw man purchases.
Straw man purchases, I think, are absolutely something that's being debated across the country. And I think the idea of someone buying a gun for someone who's prohibited is absolutely something that we should be focusing on. But I think in this situation...
But you also advocated further background checks and a red flag law.
No, I never advocated for red flag legislation. No, that was
never advocated for that.
No.
Okay, because the Gun Owners Caucus of Minnesota is not endorsing you.
No, I think this issue is not about the Second Amendment. I think that's common. Anytime something happens, people take a swipe at the Second Amendment. This is absolutely about safety. This is about mandated minimum sentences being ignored. This is about plea bargaining to a level that's atrocious. This is about people saying, how in the world do we not use incarceration as a deterrent for repeat felons? I mean, the person that did this last night hasn't even been apprehended. The cops have been demoralized. Their work has been denigrated. Ilhan Omar comes out in 2020 and says the cops are a cancer. They should be defunded, dismantled. And Tim Walz 6 weeks later says this is the person that we should elect to Congress to represent Minnesotans. I think that the message has been that safety doesn't matter to Governor Walz as much as making sure that he's got his political allies in his pocket.
Well, I have covered Governor Walz quite a bit, and I know that he has stressed public safety. He's upped the number of state patrol who are helping patrol our streets in the major cities.
But last week he told you that this was one of the safest states in the nation, and there's been no data to demonstrate that. And then actually, we're now considered a high crime state. So some of this it just doesn't fit right.
Well, the latest crime report from last year from the BCA does show a 22% increase in violent crimes. So you're right about that.
Carjacking, which is targeting women, is up some 300 to 400%.
Yeah. Let me ask you an issue that is especially of interest to women, but also men as well. You may have noticed there have been a few commercials on the air about you.
Yes. Yeah, no question about it. The Democratic machine has a lot of money, Esme.
Well, yeah, Alliance for Better Minnesota has been running a commercial almost nonstop that basically says you are too extreme for Minnesota because you once advocated a ban on abortion. What is your stance on abortion, and are you too extreme for Minnesota?
Not many people call me extreme, but I'd say this. Abortion is not on the ballot. I agree with what Keith Ellison and Tim Walz said. Abortion is not on the ballot because it's already a protected constitutional right for all women, and that's not going to be overturned. And as governor, I'm there to enforce the law, not necessarily pick and choose which ones I want to enforce. So abortion's not on the ballot. We've never said that we would ban all abortions. Abortion as a medical procedure can be life-saving. Bottom line is this. Tim Walz, Keith Ellison, Scott Jensen, Matt Burke all acknowledge that abortion is a constitutionally protected right. But what is on the ballot in November, it's got to be about safety, inflation, education. These are the things that people care about.
Let me ask you about
this wave of advertisements that you asked me about. This is just overwhelming people, and people are saying
it's on a lot. I will tell you that.
Is that the only issue that's involving?
In terms of abortion,
campaign?
though, I've talked to Professor David Schultz, a constitutional law expert, and he has told me that just the way Roe fell, it's possible for a Republican legislature to come in, pass a law banning abortions, and have a Republican governor sign it. Then it would probably make its way up to the courts. Would you sign such a bill?
Dovie Gomez does not allow that. But would I sign a bill
I think it would,
across the board banning all abortions completely? No, I wouldn't.
You still believe in, do you believe in exceptions for rape and incest?
That and many more.
Okay.
Quite frankly, I've been clear that if you actually are having your health endangered physically or mentally, that's a clear exception virtually at any time.
Okay. I know that you wanted to talk about debates. The governor has agreed to a debate on October 28th. You're not thrilled about that.
Esme, you and I both know that that's a sham. Early voting starts in less than 3 weeks. Come on. What's happening is Tim Walz wants to have one debate as late as he can, potentially after 50% of Minnesotans have voted, and say, see, all the major news programs understand that I've had a debate. At this time, 4 years ago, Tim Walz had participated in 4 debates. He's absolutely been shutting them down. He wants to do this one debate so far into just before Halloween, and you know that he's actually using you to put out his message that I want to debate.
And we are back at the State Fair. I want to tell everybody at home and also here at the State Fair, I apologize to you, Dr. Jensen, for having a technical difficulty. And I understand that after that technical difficulty, we went straight to an attack ad against you. I just want to say that I, as somebody in the newsroom, do not have any control over the ads that run. You may not believe me. I know some people may not, but I want to apologize for that. And we want to go back to you for the answer or the question, and that was debates.
Last week on your show, Esme, Governor Walz said, we're going to have more debates. He used an S on the word, meaning plural. And at that point in time, we didn't know when. Now it's been scheduled for the last week of October. This is 4 weeks after early voting has already been taking place. In 2020, more than 50% of Minnesotans voted early. I think Minnesotans will see through this. Tim Walz does not want you to have an opportunity to have a transparent campaign. You deserve to hear him say why he said and did what he did as much as you have a chance to hear what I say. But the bottom line is, I think he's using the media. I think he's using the media and saying, see, I'm having a debate. Never mind that it's a week before the election and maybe half the votes will already be cast.
Well, Dr. Jensen, now I am getting the hard rap. We did get that answer on. Again, I apologize for the technical difficulty and the fact that we segued right into a commercial. That was not something that I had control over.
Thank you.
And we want to toss it back to Susan Elizabeth in the studio.
Okay. Thank you, Esme.